Hi, today I want you to come along with me and we are going to figure out together how these creators come up with endless ideas for videos. So let's clear off the island and let's get to it. I'm trying to prove that you can build a YouTube channel with just an iPhone and get 1,000 subs. But I've only got one video left. If I run out of ideas, this whole challenge is over. So today we're going to figure out how people keep coming up with video ideas. So what are we going to do? Sit down, grab yourself a cup of coffee, and we're going to figure this out together. So the first thing everybody tells you is look at YouTube comments from somebody that's in your niche. Sorry, the dog let herself in. So where was I? Oh yes. So the first place everybody tells you to look is YouTube comments. So I'm going to look at Rob the Maritimer. He's kind of in my niche. So we will look and see what people are posting in there because this is a new channel, so I can't look at my comments. I like this one. Since I don't watch any gurus anymore, except you, my channel is growing daily. Thank you, Rob. You helped me so much in growing my channel. And it talks about how your advice has been invaluable. Not really seeing any questions anybody's asking. Now let's look at another one of his videos. There we go. How to start a YouTube channel.
If you're over 40,
this isn't really what I was expecting. Most of the people are just saying thank you for the tutorial. This really helped. So if they're not really asking questions, where are creators getting their ideas? Well, next place we could look would be Reddit. So one person recommends making a list. All right, so as I'm looking at some of the subreddits, so some of the questions are, how did you get over the fear of creating your first video? How important is the video description? Here's my same exact question. How do you get video ideas? I thought I was the only one that had problems coming up with video ideas. Should you post every day? All right. Now this is different. These are real questions. I've got questions, but I still don't have any videos. So let's look at Google next. I like this one. Brainstorm video ideas. How to come up with ideas for YouTube videos. Well, Google wasn't much help. So I went back to YouTube here. Back into the comments section. Well, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of questions on here. Let's go to Amazon. Go to their books. Well, here's a book on mastering YouTube. Let's go to the reviews and see. Let's go to the negative reviews because those will be easy to get. Let's go to the reviews, go to the -1 stars. Well, let's go to the 5-star reviews and see. So after spending hours on YouTube, Reddit, Google, I thought I'd have this huge video list. I noticed something. None of these places are handing me any finished video ideas. They're giving me pieces of the puzzle. So instead of asking, what's my next video? I started asking, what are all the skills
someone needs to build a successful YouTube channel? Well, let's go take a look.
Here we're putting a question up here that every person starting YouTube is trying to solve a basic question.
So how is it creators never run out of video ideas?
So as I was asking myself that question, I started looking at how creators find their ideas.
And I realized something.
They aren't waiting for inspiration. They have a process. Maybe the problem isn't that I don't have any ideas. Maybe the problem is I don't have a system to organize them.
So where ideas actually come from?
So I've taken some of my notes and I've grouped them in groups here. So the first one is things people watch. Check out high view rated videos in your niche and recreate them with your spin.
How to make popular videos.
And of course, using YouTube search. Then I have things people talk about. So I look in the comments, look at the negative comments and put a positive spin on. And then you have questions. Where to find video ideas from YouTube? How to find viral video ideas? And then I group the other one into things you notice, like window shopping, watching TV ads, going for a walk, or just using your morning or evening routine. Ideas are everywhere. The trick is learning how to recognize them. A popular video tells you what people care about.
A comment tells you what people are struggling with.
Everyday life gives you things that people are curious about. But here's where most beginners miss the opportunity. They find one idea, they make one video, and then they start all over. But a content machine works different. So, for example, we'll take dog barking. And now we can come up with, why does my dog bark? Do bark collars work?
And what mistakes make barking worse?
And what alternatives are there? So, one topic just became 5 videos. And these 5 videos
Create more questions.
So then, if we take the dogs, RVs, home, lawn, plumbing, and faceless channels, well, this down here becomes your content bucket. So every idea gets organized into a place. So when it's time to make a video, you're not starting out from nothing. So the content machine is find what people care about. Can't spell what. Find questions around it. Create videos. And learn from the results.
So if you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for your time. And as a thank you, I want to give you an outline on how I make my content machine. It'll be down below.
And that's the content machine. So we took find what people care about. Dog barking. Find questions around it. Why does my dog bark? Do bark collars work? What mistakes make barking worse? What alternatives are available? And then we just create videos around these questions. And then once you leave your video up for several weeks to a month, go back, look at the analytics. And then what are the results telling you? Were people dropping off within the first 15 seconds? Well, then you know that you need to tighten up your hook. Maybe your click-through rate, people aren't clicking. Well, that tells you that's probably a thumbnail problem, because that's the first bit of the package that people see. Or sometimes too, if they click and then bounce out, then it could be also your title, because they're expecting this, and as soon as they watch the first 10 seconds of your video, they're not seeing the correlation between what you promised in the beginning of your video. So the content machine isn't a magic formula. It's not a list of random ideas. It's a repeatable system that keeps feeding your channel.